back in here. One more reaction video. Got a new one from Dax, From a Man's Perspective. Subscriber request. Shout out to the gang. I love you all. We up early. It's 5 a.m. I got to go to work in a couple hours. Got a gun show to attend. But as of now, if this is your first time to the channel, get on in here, park that whip, take your shoes off, get comfortable. As I love to say, we are simply spirits in case of human flesh. That's all. I promise. Trying to figure out this thing called life. Not nearly as divided nor as demonic as the mainstream media and these social media algorithms try to make it seem every single day. And man, do they do a good job. So if you dig what you hear in this video, share far and wide. Dax about to hit you in the heart with something.
I just wanna be with you tonight.
I don't know why you're making such a big deal about it. Stop acting like a bitch.
Woo!
You don't call somebody out of the name like that if you don't respect it. Don't start approaching me. I already told you. Don't start approaching me. Then I'll leave it. Then I'll leave it.
Who we going through that? Hell to the no. Martin G to get you stop it. You know, Ike Turner turned around in that meme
I thought we were forever. That was a mistake. You wrote it down in pencil. Guess it got erased. Drawing on my weakness. Look what you create. A masterpiece of everything you taught yourself to hate. I had to log off. Your passwords changed. You always tried to run. I wasn't down to chase. Your trauma made you numb. I tried to give you faith. You took my kindness and threw it right back in my face. Ashamed to say I loved you and it hurts me because I actually tried. Your truth was based off of lies. Your love was conditional and mine forgave you multiple times. That's why I had to finally walk away. It hurt me to leave, but was killing me to stay. The story of my life, this chapter and page is getting ripped out and thrown in emotional flames. To be honest, I don't hate you, this is my only way to grieve. What you want isn't always what you need. I remember days I'd beg and I'd plead for you to just calm down and provide me with peace. Your words used to hurt me, they would bring me to my knees. Called me pathetic, trash, weak. So I got strong, got back on my feet, picked you up off the sidewalk, threw you back to the streets. I don't want to talk about those times that you lied.
Hey, this is deep. And I'm gonna share a personal story with y'all just to show you how I relate to it. So at the beginning, how she was cussing him out and telling him he a bitch and all that. So my mother and father had really, really bad domestic violence. And from the outside looking in, it seemed that my daddy was this angry, mean, violent man who just loved to beat women. But me being his son, living in the home, I knew that was the furthest thing from the truth. I saw the times that my mama would be in his face, you ain't shit and you ain't this, and a real man with this and a real man with that. And he would leave and go on a walk and come back an hour later and she still would be going. He would light a cigarette. She would smack it out his hand. You know, she eventually smacked him. And then he hit her back. And then she called the police. And the police show up and put him in jail. That happened so many times in my childhood. Now, was there times that my father just lost his cool? Yes. But being a kid in that situation and then becoming a man and trying to be the 100% opposite of him and still getting told by my baby mamas that you ain't shit and you ain't this and you ain't that. I just understand that it's not possible for a man to be a great man. So I would tell you to reach out to your father and hear his side of the story. I was blessed to grow up in a two-parent home, and I always say if you didn't come from a strong family, make sure a strong family comes from you. But more than likely, you was one of the individuals who grew up in a single-parent home, and you don't know your dad and never got to hear his story. And so you may look at your father through your mother's eyes. But I would say reach out to him, find out his story, how he grew up, his perspective, and you never know, man. It may make you feel a little better because I feel a lot of brokenness comes from not knowing where you come from, and that's how you get manipulated by the world.
Piece of everything you taught yourself to hate. I had to log
Shout out
off.
to Dax
Your
for this,
passwords
man.
changed. You always tried to run. I wasn't down to chase. Your trauma made you numb. I tried to give you faith. You took my kindness and threw it right back in my face. Ashamed to say I loved you and it hurts me because I actually tried. Your truth was based off of lies. Your love was conditional and mine forgave you multiple times. That's why I had to finally walk away. It hurt me to leave, but was killing me to stay. The story of my life, this chapter and page is getting ripped out and thrown in emotional flames. To be honest, I don't hate you, this is my only way to grieve. What you want isn't always what you need. I remember days I'd beg and I'd plead for you to just calm down and provide me with peace. Your words used to hurt me, they would bring me to my knees. Called me pathetic, trash, weak. So I got strong, got back on my feet, picked you up off the sidewalk, threw you back to the streets. I don't want to.
Hey, to every man who's been talked down to by a woman, man, understand she was just speaking out of anger. She know how great you are, and she was just saying those things to bring you down. And if you fall down 7 times, dust yourself off and stand up 8. Because the world wants an angry man. Because when you sad or you angry, you're not thinking logical and you're not making the best decisions. But you know what you want to do and you know what's important to you. And does the current situation hurt? Yeah. But you got to be able to look past that and look long term at that goal, at that beautiful, abundant future. No matter what skin color you are, no matter what situation you was born into, rich, poor, black, white, any of that, man. Ignore all the negativity, all the criticism of the world, because it's always going to be there to bring you down. Lock in and keep going.
Talk about those times that you lied. Don't want to talk about those times that I cried. Don't want to talk about those times you denied all the truths that I spewed that I knew deep inside. The pressure I was feeling that was right up to my neck. The anxiety, depression that was weighing on my chest. The constant allegations, the blatant disrespect. The time that I lost to the money that I spent. I was going crazy, I was a shell of a man. Trapped in your cage, lost in your maze. Blinded by love, addicted to the pain. The highs and the lows, the storm and the rain. I started therapy to cope because you drove me insane. Gassed me right up, then emptied my tank. So don't you try to spin the block when you see I'm doing greater. That I'm happy or I got another woman in your place because I gave you too many chances to understand. That pain sounds different when it's coming from a man. We not allowed to feel, be real, explain, express. And when we do, we lose the upper hand. We only have value based on what we can provide. I spoke your love language, you didn't understand mine. You pushed me to the edge, played like you were blind, and then you blamed all of your actions on your zodiac sign.
Man, look. Take that out of here, dog. Man. Truly, though, heartbreak is the best thing that can happen to a man. It turns you into a monster. Because when I say I'm up, baby, I'm up. Man. Hey, shout out to Dax for that one. Because you really don't hear stories from a man's perspective. And I mean, I have 2 sons right now that they've been told I ain't this, I ain't that. And they were moved away from me when they was 1 and 2 months old. They have no idea that I was there every single day. Was at the hospital when they was born, cut the umbilical cord, signed the birth certificate, like really wanted to be a daddy. I didn't know y'all mama was going to move here and then move there and move there. And if I chase y'all around, then how do I develop anything sustainable? And how do I make a foundation for you? And this thing called life is weird. And as a man, everybody tells you who you are before you get a chance to figure out who you are. See, if you white out the gate, you a white supremacist and you privileged and you better not complain and you better not cry because the world is yours and you've always had it your way. Allegedly. And if you black, you better listen to your mama. She God, and you don't talk back to her, boy. Do you know what she did and sacrificed that brought you into this world? And you know when you turn 16, you're going to get out there and the police going to shoot you. And you better not talk to no white woman because they going to treat you like they did OJ and put you hear all this bullshit. And then when y'all grow up and become husbands and fathers and you watch the men get hit over the head in divorce court, and that's when skin color don't matter. When child support come, that's when skin color don't matter. We all going through the same thing, nigga. Paying lawyers just so we can see a kid that came, our seed literally that came out of us. That's why I say you got to value your sexual energy because your sexual energy is your creative energy. And where attention goes, energy flows. And there's a reason this world is a walking porno magazine. It's because that's what they want you focused on as a man, to keep you drained and keep your battery depleted. So you don't understand there's greatness inside of you. Let that energy build up and put it into something productive and something meaningful. Don't put it in the hate. Don't put it in the anger. Don't put it in the fear. Put it into something meaningful where you can look back in 10 years and be proud of what you did. You know, they say the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So lock in because the world is full of distractions and you don't know a distraction is a distraction until it has completed its job distracting you. And if you think all this negativity in the world isn't a distraction, I don't know what to tell you, gang. But if you own any other site but X, you think America is full of hateful liberals. And if you own X, you think America is having a race war. And we're regular people every day trying to flourish and grow in this thing called life. So don't be divided by the propaganda. Because as technology advances and artificial intelligence advances, humans are going to need each other. And that's why I keep saying we all come from somewhere and we all going to go to somewhere. But while we're here, we better look out for each other Because eventually you're going to turn around and ain't going to be no other humans. It's going to be just you and a celly, you and a laptop. You're going to be wishing you could have real human connection and real conversation. So go talk to the person at the gas station. Have a conversation with somebody at the grocery store. Like, value the time that you can talk to other people freely, because one day, Big Brother ain't going to allow it. Have a super mega awesome day. Never be too proud to pray. In the middle of all the negative stories, man, be happy, be happy, be happy, because blessings are always on the way. Shout out to Dax. We gone. Peace.